Hey, we're officially live now. Hopefully everyone can
Hello.
see us and hear us. Let's make sure.
Hello.
Everyone say hi.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, we're not. That's right. We're not.
Yeah, we're not trying to do acapella.
No singing this time. That's a different stream. We're gonna
This
play
is a
this
group
one
I feel
safe.
like could actually do it though.
I do.
I am actually. I'm Sister Insaya Rocket, and
Oh, what happened?
Rocket is me, because I see the overlay is.
Oh, somebody's
You know
name
what?
must have changed. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
I'll be you. It's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
We can both be you.
I think I think the names might have changed, so it switched. We haven't played it forever. Anybody watching, this is our Dune stream we do monthly on the last Sunday of every month, but we haven't been able to do this in 3 months because I've been off filming for a series for Hulu and stuff, and then the holidays hit, and now we're finally getting back to it. It's been a while, so yeah, the overlay was a little messed up, but we got it fixed now. Everyone's in their right spot, hopefully.
All done.
Chat, yeah, thanks for being here nice and early. Like I said, this is our monthly Dune. We're going to wrap up the campaign. We're on session 5 of this first season here, our all-fam cast of Bene Gesserits, and I'll get into a little recap about that in a moment, but I did want to let people know that today's session is going to be short and sweet. We're going to do a little kind of a wrap-up of the current campaign and give closure to this season because Miss Magitek is in the process of moving completely across the country, going to the other side, the other coast, and she needs some time to move and a little time off, so she was willing to kind of hop in here today, do a little streamlined version so we can put some closure to the current campaign, and then we'll be back sometime probably in March once she gets all settled in and we can get back to this and start our season 2. But before we get into it, let's go around the table. Everyone introduce yourself, let people know where they can find you online, and introduce your character. Miss Magitek, start it off.
Hello, everybody. I am Tracy, also known as Miss Magitek, and yes, I play tabletop games throughout the week, and I am very happy to be back for Dune for this short one, and thankful to everybody for being so accommodating with my schedule. I'm the problem one this time. I'm moving. So once I'm all settled, I'll be excited to kind of get back into the swing of things because it's always hectic when you move. But you can find me everywhere at Miss Magitek or MagiRPG. That's me in chat. So if you see me, that's where all of my streamed games are. And I am playing Sister Yuffie, and she is our Bene Gesserit scholar. She is like the more book smart, scholarly type. And yeah, that's it for me.
Nice. Ellen.
Hi, I'm Ellen. You can follow me on Twitter at EllenKGraham1 to find all the different TTRPG stuff I do. You can find me on Ironscape every Friday for Cyberpunk Red, run by the wonderful Rob and also starring Rocket Fox. And most importantly, find all the things I do at Roll to Cast. That's ROLE to Cast. We are a variety TTRPG podcast, so subscribe to that, listen to that, follow us on YouTube where we do our monthly live streams, and maybe consider supporting us on Patreon. So yeah, that's me, and I am playing Sister Anaya, who is kind of our much more tactician, much more skilled with blades than perhaps her words.
Oh yeah, definitely. Jess.
Hey, I'm Jess. I am a Brit. Maybe not your favourite Brit, but a Brit nonetheless. You can find me on Instagram at Rising Valkyrie and at Rising Valkyrie J on Twitter, which the running joke is it's tumbleweeds and cricket. So good luck with that, I guess. As well as I waste way too much time of my life in Valorant and too much of my bank account, but we don't talk about that. And yeah, today I am playing Sister Lorella, also known as the Cavalry. Slightly based off of someone from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but we don't talk about that either. No, she's pretty badass, pretty cool, and I think she'll let her speak for herself.
She tends to, enter scenes or exit scenes by doing flips and such? Didn't we establish that over the past sessions?
Let's try and break her neck every scene. Yeah.
That's perfect. Rocket.
Yes, hello everyone. And before I go, I just have to say, Jess, you are my favorite Brit. So, but
I'm not the only Brit though.
You're not. I do actually know some other Brits, and they're all my favorite too. But yes, I am Rocket Fox. I'm your second favorite person, right behind your favorite Brit. And yeah, you can find me in all the places. I technically am on Twitter, but you know what? I don't really get it. I'm more often on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. Facebook. You can find me on Cybernation Uncensored right here on this coming Tuesday, where I'm going to be having the monthly Weird. So tune in for some weird stuff. It's going to be great. We've got a Patreon where I have some meditations, send out swag and all. And as far as today, this afternoon, I am going to be playing Sister Insaya, who is the performer of the group and a little bit softer on the social graces.
Oh yeah, very well put. And I'm GM Rob Mulligan. I'm the game master here, but I'm also the founder of Cybernation Uncensored. Check us out. We have all kinds of content. We have pretty much a live stream every day of the week now, sometimes multiple times a day, all kinds of gameplay and shows, talk shows, tutorials, GM tips. We also VOD everything from Twitch to our YouTube, and then it goes out to like 30 plus podcast websites. So yeah, follow, subscribe, Cybernation Uncensored, anywhere you see us online. We have a really active Discord too, with lots of casting calls and team member shout outs and stuff. So join our Discord and make sure you look out for those and join our team or come play with us sometime. Also want to give a shout out to all the supporters on Patreon that opted in for that. You all are the fuel on my fire. You keep me expanding the brand and community and moving forward. I just can't thank you enough. Kevin Moreno, Joseph Holder, Naomi Madlass, William Huddleston, Jamie Minch, John Erfurt, Leaded Coffee, Chris Anderson, Matt James, GM Reservoir Panda, Rothan, aka Renegade 420, Samurai Max, Steve Barr of Sirenscape, an official sponsor here at Cybernation Uncensored, Zeno, Zach Capricious Nature, Cyber Smiley, Raven, Andy Stretton, Copious Salt, Derek Lawrence, Daniel Terry, Alex Maxwell, Nicholas King, Tracy Goodwin, aka Stink Palm, Igor, Chris Callies, Homer Odyssey, and my boy Ryan Anderson, who I forgot to shout out on some of those past streams, so I've been giving him these specific shout outs over the past at least the last one and this one. I want to give him a little showcase there because I really appreciate you, and I didn't mean to forget you. The list didn't update, but hell yeah, happy to have you. All right, yeah, this team here. Check out all the VODs on the YouTube to catch up to date on exactly what happened, all the great role playing and plot twists and things that they've been through. Just to kind of give a summarization, they are working a sort of a task force, Bene Gesserit task force team for their Reverend Mother, and they specifically are directed by the Reverend Mother Faunus Amelia Lauraib. And yeah, they're basically tasked with, look, you're going to work for this house set up kind of like a front. You got to keep the house going, House Sonara, and it basically you have to use that as a bit of a front to carry out missions for the Reverend. And the first thing when they get there, they find out that the house is basically putting on an event in Carthage at the arena. They're basically putting it on at the Colosseum, kind of like a welcome, thanks for having us and welcoming us to Arrakis, to the Baron and the Harkonnens. They had to put on this basically as a little bit of, like we said, a front, so they could kind of get into Carthage and try to find this Canley list. A Canley list is basically a list of like assassinations and house versus house sort of declarations, and they can do espionage and sort of spy things, assassination style stuff. And it's called a Canley list. It's kind of, there's authorized ones and official ones. This is kind of an underground one that hasn't really been released, but they're tasked with finding it, procuring it, and bringing it to the Reverend Mother once they find it. They put on their event. They did excellent. They impressed everyone, including the Baron. The whole family came down kind of on the little hover transport lift, and kind of took a little bit of the spotlight there from the team, as the Baron is known to do. But you did great, and you had a little after party out back of the Colosseum, kind of in the backstage. You got to, all the noble families showed up that you invited, that you met over the past sessions, going around Carthage and networking, going to clubs, going to the marketplace, things like that. And you were able to kind of network with them and figure out a few things here. I just want to go over some of those things because we are going to streamline some of this. So I'm going to do kind of a little deeper bit of a recap for that. But yeah, the hookups with the family. They know House Banter, that it deals with textile imports and stuff. Hannah, who has a beef with House Case. Then they also met Esto Platis, who has a side deal with the Spacing Guild and spice trades and such. Who told them, hey, if you ever need help with travel and Spacing Guild stuff, let us know. They got very friendly with them. And Fran and Utley and Aisa the Mentat from them, who noticed that they must have some more investments than they're showing, because this show is a lot bigger than it would appear for a very new house. here. So almost like that Mentat did a little math and kind of figured out there might be something more to your house. I didn't exactly figure out that you have this sort of task force for the Mother Reverend, but did kind of figure out that the numbers weren't really adding up for the event. But regardless, you guys networked, made some good connections, also reconnected with the Liquor and Wine House Zonier, the water trading house Mantle, Warren, who's there, and Ben. Warren from Zonier, Ben from Mantle. And yeah, you did some networking and made enough connections and enough great roles and social stuff to basically find out from one of the noble families, oh, you're looking for this Canley list, and I believe it was, let me just double check this, I believe it was Hannah from House Banter, who has the beef with House Case, that just told you, like, oh, you're looking for a Canley list, like, actually, like, we've heard rumors that we might be on that, we're not sure exactly, but yeah, if you find it, please let us know. And they were willing to help because of that, and basically told you, like, Canley list is to be auctioned off at a black market, which the team knew that it was going to be auctioned off within a week. They had to do this event to kind of get there before it was auctioned off. But yeah, the house basically told the team, like, look, it's going to be auctioned off at this black market, but the only way to get into the black market is by having a vetted escort basically take you there. And the current escort of the black market is locked up. He goes by Cio Ignacia, and he's a slave gladiator right now who was captured from another house. And the Harkonnens accused him of some crime or whatever, and he knows the Canley list is being auctioned in a few days at the black market. He is the escort that brings in new people to the black market, but like he said, he's locked up in the jail in the Colosseum. And then they even looked at the pamphlet, the sort of house pamphlet or Colosseum pamphlet for the events that basically shows Cio scheduled to fight in a couple days, I believe is where we left off. So the team knows, like, they're a bit pressed for time. They've got to try to get this guy. He's the one that can get them into the black market, but he's locked up. He's to fight in a few days. The team is just kind of wrapping up their networking party. Their let's see here. I'll try to get some party sounds going here with Sirenscape, and we'll kind of take it right from there. And like I said, we'll be streamlining quite a bit, but let's see here. There we go. But let's at least start with a little role play. With the team, basically, backstage at the Colosseum, you found out that Cio Ignacio is your hookup to getting to this black market. He's locked up, scheduled to fight in a few days. He's in the jails underneath the Colosseum. And the nobles just told you all this, you know that. The party's starting to wrap up. It's about getting to nighttime when you're going to head back to your hotel and call it a night, but I'll allow you four to kind of discuss with each other the new news that you just found out, and maybe a tentative plan for all this.
Well, as I see it, there's a few options we have. We could try and break him out, which seems like a dubious path. We could try and infiltrate and get him out dead after the fight.
Supposing he survives it.
Well, supposing we make it seem like he did not survive it and then collect his body afterwards.
Yes, but if he goes in to fight, dies anyway, all of our efforts will be in vain. Have we not thought about the most clean-cut solution? Money. Surely someone will have idle hands and a poor memory. We can bribe our way in, potentially pay the price.
Bail him out somehow. I don't know what the price on him is, but
I'm thinking quite aware of our interrogation earlier in the market. Even for any kind of threat, is money's not worth anything. Someone will snitch. If they've seen our faces, they will tell.
Well, and it seems as if he committed a egregious enough offense that the price might
be high. Too high.
Quite high.
Yeah.
I say we just break them out. We can handle it.
I would agree. I think breaking him out might be the best option.
We already know that he is a cousin of House Banter, is he not?
Related to Warren's cousin.
Yes, I do
Yes.
recall that.
It's from House Zania, rather.
Yes.
The houses are fractious. Perhaps we can just... who would suspect our new house to want this member of House Zania? Surely there will be enough suspicions out there to push the blame away from us.
This is true.
No, we could just go now. Everyone's leaving. It's 'cause there's a ruckus of everyone. Enough moving around going on.
Well, and everyone seems a little light for the drink, as it were.
Yeah.
Time is of the essence.
Another. Shall we move, ladies?
I say we shall. And one of the other things that might be an added benefit is if there was some way we could possibly make inroads with this gentleman's house of origin and maybe make an ally along the way. Who knows?
Yeah,
It's
so
possible.
I was going to tell Cold Spider they're asking about the +2s or -2s. We're going to do very little rolls. We're going to streamline more narrative. We're kind of starting it with some role play, but I'm about to step in and we're going to streamline some of it. So there might not be too many rolls, but a -2 is what would help the team the most. There might be a couple rolls, but yeah.
But we will keep track of these negative twos.
Exactly, yeah, we'll
Oh,
save
so
them for
thank you.
future seasons. Yeah, they'll never go to waste.
Don't worry,
so.
guys. I got him.
Yeah, so if you feel the urge, don't stop yourself.
But no, it sounds like
Yes.
the team, they're going to try to break out CO. I think, using the end of the party, everyone leaving, it kind of wrapping down as kind of a distraction of chaos to try to, slip into the jail cells underneath the Coliseum could be an option. It could also be an option that you leave to the hotel and come back and break in to do it. Either one of those, which I heard some of those ideas being kicked around. I think that would be a definite idea. Before when I mentioned in previous sessions, you heard about the Coliseum guards walking around with their Ixian sort of tech bracelets opening up those doorways that you saw the path and stuff. I imagine there might come a time where you either have to physically, jump one of those security guards and take the bracelet to get in, try to use some stealth to get in with one and then, overwhelm him, maybe using the voice or something to get in. But what does the team think? How do you think you would go about it? And again, we'll streamline. Let's just talk about it. What do you got? What do you think the plan would have been for the team to get down there and get in?
Bene Gesserit ways, the voice.
Well,
that's what I would think.
I definitely think we'd probably have an offensive of Yuffie and Insaya as kind of the face, or maneuvering as distractions, using the voice and charming guards and whatnot, and then perhaps the cavalry and Anaya doing the more tactical, taking out anyone who does see us. Maybe the cavalry using her face-changing mask to kind of slip in unnoticed, and perhaps Anaya then doing some knives in the back kind of action.
Oh yeah, I like that. Let's see whoever, whether it's Anaya, Lorella, who do you think would have the better skill in communicate to be able, with just a difficulty of 1, because, the chaos is kind of working to your benefit to pull this off. So give me a communicate, decide what drive, just a difficulty of 1. I'm going to bring up the dice in the overlay, and this is just to, you using your voice on one of those guards, like you just said, to kind of manipulate your way in for then maybe Lorella to kind of to jump him, once you guys get in.
I have the voice talent, and I have a 7 in communicate.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, all of you have the
yeah,
voice.
Focus
Definitely.
is the focus is loot and voice, but voice.
Definitely Insaya takes the lead then.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Here we go. Gonna roll in a way that I remember. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, it's been a while.
I think for the drive, I'm gonna go ahead with power should be determined. Power should be determined by those it affects.
I like that.
As we are
Oh, there's a -2 from Cold Spider.
trying to, and since
Well,
it's
Spider?
easy, I think I'll just knock on something for that. Here we go.
Ooh. Was that your roll then?
That was.
Oh my goodness.
Twas.
That is beautiful.
Right.
Where is
Yay!
it? I'm not seeing it.
It's. Oh, it just showed up on the thing. There's a 1 and a 2 under.
Oh,
Yeah.
very nice.
Oh, I see it there. Hold on, let me adjust
Yeah.
this. For some reason, it's...
A total of 9 and 7.
I'm
Which,
having the same issue.
Both successes.
Oh, I have to scroll
Are you
up a
guys
little
gonna-
bit. There we go. Can you guys see? There it is on the overlay. Nice. Yeah, you get a success. So I would say, yeah, you use the voice. The guard's a little taken off. Like, excuse me. You know, this area is off limits for normal patrons. What might you tell them? What would you tell them to do, or how would you use the voice on them?
So I remember you mentioning the guards have the little bracelet keys. I think we'll try to get the bracelet key off him. So, I think I don't have my voice mod set up, or else I'd be able to make this way cooler. I think would essentially tell him, "We're here on official business from the Baron. Give us your key."
Oh, you're on official business with the Baron. Here's the key. He just repeats it, hands you the key. It worked
These are
perfectly.
not the droids you're looking
Right.
at.
Basically.
Now go take a
there
nap
any-
and take good care of yourself.
I'm very tired. I need a break. Kind of walks off.
As that happens, I want to use my hood and I want to look like him and put on the bracelet.
Ooh, nice.
That is what I was going to ask you.
That was
Yes!
smart.
Very good.
I was so curious about that. Yeah, and then
Brilliant.
just like, whoop.
And then I look like I'm escorting them to a prison.
Oh, I
to
love that.
interrogate instead.
Yeah.
I love that. And I was going to have, when you get down, no matter how you got in, whether you're overpowering one you get in, I was definitely having a second guard, right? Because you're going to get down, you're going to go down the lift into a bottom level. It's going to kind of change vibes here. Let me adjust that in Sirenscape as well. I love the different vibes. But as you kind of go underground in the Colosseum, you get down there and there's a row of cells, a training room. You can see a sort of stock room with weapons and different things. There's also a barracks and like a paddock with different animals and things that they've used for fight and mobility and things for the games. But as you get down there, I was going to have another guard kind of, making his rounds on the bottom and like, what are you all doing here? Just an opportunity for you all to possibly fight, possibly use the voice again, something. But damn it, Lorella's idea with that face and
We got the
genius.
brains.
So good, so good. So I think you would have gotten down there. He would have seen that and been like, "Oh, who are these?" Just automatically assuming you're that guard, and probably would have asked you like, "Oh, who are these? Why are they down here?" And what would you have told them?
But I said, a prisoner needs to be interrogated before his fight. We don't expect him to survive much longer after, so all interrogations must be done beforehand.
Oh, I didn't get any word of this. When did this come up? What is? Did the general send word, or
Baron.
what is?
The
Straight from the Baron.
mentioned it to yeah, straight from the Baron.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I would probably have you do a communicate skill. Just a difficulty of 1 because of the face thing. You do have a -2 if you need it.
We have a few negatives too
Oh, yeah, I
at this
didn't-
point.
We'll see how this goes. So communicate, and which one should I do?
Fun to pick the drive for these.
I know.
Yeah, you always want to lead it with your statement. Because if you go against your
Let's have a
statement, it changes up your main
Let's have a look.
drive and
What
stuff.
have I got? Right. I'm gonna go with my duty. Duty is a sharp blade.
Ooh,
I'm
like that.
doing this to make sure we get our mission done once and
Yeah.
for all.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, go for it. Let's see if we get a success. And don't forget, you got -2s. You got plenty of them.
Oh god, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to look at
Because
it.
that is awesome.
That's one success.
Nice, you got a success. Yeah, it works. He's just,
Okay.
well, look, I don't want to cause any shit with the Baron. I remember what happened with him a few weeks ago. Just interrogate. That's fine. If you want to do the rounds, I'll start making my rounds upstairs then. He gets in the
Yeah,
lift
so I
and
can
heads up.
take over.
perfectly. Yeah, no, I think that was great. Oh, look, there's a bunch more -2s. You got 3 more,
My gosh.
4 more.
Oh my
God.
gosh, 4 more!
Nice, thanks.
I don't think
All
we
the
can say it
support.
right.
Muselch? I'm gonna get that name. I'm butchering that name. I apologize.
Mukelch? No, that's
yeah.
not right.
Oh, that's so nice. Look, there are 4 players.
4
There's 4
players.
-2s. So nice. But yeah, no,
There
that,
are 4 lights.
that worked great. He leaves. You're able to kind of pretend to be the guard. Now you're all down here by yourselves. You can see in the cells there's different people in there. You know, a couple here, a couple here, a couple guys here. Yeah, see numerous cells with people. You're down there. What would you guys have done?
I guess
I
we'll
think
look for.
the simplest thing would just to
Yeah.
be call for the name. We need the prisoner, Seo
Yeah.
Seo Ignacia?
Ignacio?
Nucia?
Ignacia.
Yeah, and I think CEO would probably be a bit, apprehensive at first, maybe a little cautious. He's kind of in a dangerous situation. He doesn't know what's going on or who to trust or what's up. So I think he might be like...
To identify yourself will incur serious harm.
Okay, I think he'd be slightly nervous, but he'd be like, I'm CEO, what is this?
Come with us.
Okay, what is this about? What?
You'll find out soon enough.
That is an order.
Yeah, and I think you would be easily, especially with Lorella looking like the guard, there being 4 of you and him just 1, I think he would listen. I think he would get out. He would think he's being moved cells or interrogated. He's in, he's captive.
That's the vibe we're going for.
Yeah, I think
Well,
vibe
also,
is-
I don't want to give
you
any
don't-
details that were other
Yeah.
prisoners or whatever.
The
may
vibe
be.
is you don't have a choice.
No, and I like that because honestly, I was kind of pressing that a couple times to see if you would say something, because then I was going to have other prisoners kind of, oh, wait a minute, no, break us out too. Guards! Start causing you some shit, and then you'd have to deal with them. So absolutely, that was going to be something, and I think, once again, like Lorella's smart decision, all of your smart decision to kind of not tell him right away, just say, let's go. It easily worked in your favor. So you get him out of the cell. You're able to kind of get him out of there. Where are you going to take
Does
him?
anyone have a bag to put over his head by any chance? Because I don't wanna take him out of here with his face,
I like that.
and everyone knows who he is.
Oh, there's smocks and armors and clothing and outfits and things down here, weapons. There's a whole storage room and weapons room and supply room that they use for the slaves and the fights and stuff. I would say you would easily be able to find some type of outfit or clothing or smock or something to throw over him. Yeah.
Okay. But we're
Which-
definitely keeping him handcuffed, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I would imagine we're just escorting him like you would a prisoner
Yeah.
the whole time, so that no one gets a weird, no one's catching on to someone being broken out of here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I know we're streamlining here, but just to see if there might have been a wrench in the works here at this point of getting him out, I think you got him hidden. You would try to slip him out. I think Lorella looking like the guard adds to your benefit. It's just going to be a difficulty of 1, but I would like everyone here to give me a move. This is just a sort of, a stealthy sort of see if you're moving with confidence, like, not drawing attention or being sneaky, whatever the approach might be. I want everyone to do a move, just difficulty of 1.
I will
Okay,
use one of the -2s for this.
take it.
Yes.
Duty. I am going to use as my drive.
I'm going
Okay.
to use truth.
I'm going to use truth as well.
Ooh, I like Bronx Smash called Lorella L'Oreal. Nice.
Like the shampoo.
Yeah. It's nice.
So I'm trying to roll, but it's not. I just click on the. Oh no, sorry. Yep. I got it.
Oh,
It's a
there we
little
go.
bit of a process. And
My-
keep in mind, when
Yeah,
we get back in
I'm
March,
just like,
Go.
when
I'm
we
just like, I don't know where to click.
when we get back in March too, I'd love to migrate us all over to Fantasy Grounds officially, like we talked about before. They're an official sponsor here, and oh my God, the plugins and the things that they have, the character sheet, everything with Fantasy Grounds is so much better. It's all automated and just has more to it. It's so great. So we'll get over there eventually. All right, awesome. Yeah, it looks like
I rolled 2 2s.
Oh, that's good then. Then that means you
Oh,
also
wow.
generated momentum. And I'll say this, I was going to lean against Yuffie's failure there, but it's not a crit fail or anything like that, causing any crazy circumstances. But I'll kind of wash that out because of Anaya's crit success
Amazing.
there. Yeah, exactly. I'll
Yeah.
let that kind of wash it out, and that would have kind of, maybe there was a moment where someone kind of noticed, but then Anaya kind of stepped in and brought conversation to something. Or maybe one of the noble families noticing, like, oh, what are you doing? And like looking at the guard and like maybe a little concerned that you're with this guard, Lorella, and taking this prisoner out. But then Anaya maybe steps in to like Ben or Warren or whoever noticed it and just starts talking about their things and absolutely distracts them. And yeah, you're able to get them out.
Yeah, even just a withering look to be
Yeah.
like, we are on business, and
Yep.
she's a pretty formidable, like, appearing woman. So
Yeah.
I think it's just the thing of like,
Intimidating. Yeah.
yeah,
She's there like,
Nobody asks questions. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that, and you get them out, and as you get up out there, almost all the families are gone. There's just, like I said, maybe a couple of the families hanging out, having some drinks, socializing, but most everyone has left. In fact, you see all of your crew and all equipment packed up and already gone. The carryalls have already taken it back to your house. And Duchess Maria is nowhere to be seen. It seems like everyone's either gone back to the hotel or already headed back, to your house. Because you guys, that's right, yeah, you guys aren't in Carthage. You guys are in the other city. Yeah, so no one's there from your house. And you get back up there. Where would you be taking them? You take them up there. Anaya is able to kind of distract, and no one's really noticing. Where are you headed?
I imagine that we would have likely, and anyone else can jump in on this, I imagine we would have likely figured out a space that's not our hotel, but like a safe space we can go when we need to do business things. Without leading people to where we are actually residing.
Yeah.
like some sort of similar
Like a
to a
safe house,
hotel,
kind
but
of.
like
I was gonna say maybe like
anonymous.
a warehouse or something.
Yeah.
Somewhere where maybe we keep some of our storage, or we've stored things. Like if we have like a warehouse for some of our supplies or something, like our
Perhaps-
coffee supplies and things like that.
perhaps where we make a lot of our theatrical sets and stuff, you
Yeah,
generally need
yeah.
like a big warehouse to store all of that. And since like, all the stuff's kind of being packed away, we can probably just
Yeah.
like slip in
Take
there.
them there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would.
that's my
Yeah.
pitch.
Yeah, no, I like that idea. The only thing is, I would say that would be back near your actual house. Like maybe there's, like a mini warehouse off of the property there. But unfortunately, you're in Carthage, a little wrench in the works of where you're working. You're not kind of in your home city, or near your house. So maybe in this situation, it might have been a little bit sketchier. You might have had to do, once again, do some stealthy stuff to get him into your hotel room. Maybe having to do some type of stealth to get past, what was the hotel?
But what if like we went down to that downtown
Hotel
area that's
Zanzibar.
really shady?
Oh yeah, you have
Like
that
the
option
really
too.
shady downtown area where we can just find an abandoned building.
Yeah.
You
Well,
also
honestly,
have
even,
those two
I imagine
street
a back
guys.
alley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
don't
the
we
guys
find
being-
us a spot?
Yeah, let's get back there. They owe us for not
That's
hurting
true.
them.
Yeah, I would say
Agreed.
I like that. I think you all would lean on that contact. You intimidated them. You have them as a contact, and now you have a little sort of abandoned building in the shadier side of like the crime zone of the market in South Carthage. These guys take you to it. It's abandoned. Yeah, we do deals out of here anytime. All of you are welcome to use it anytime you want. So now you do have a spot in Carthage, just like near your home house, by using that connection to those street guys. And you take CO there. What kind of interrogation would you do? How would you approach him? What would you say?
Chase.
I think we'd want to scare him a little bit first.
Oh.
Yeah. Essentially, he's already a dead man. If not for us, he would have died in the pits.
True.
It's only due to the goodwill of us
Well,
that
and
he remains alive.
if he still is has his heart set on dying, and we could provide that as well.
Absolutely. But unfortunately, he no longer holds the cards here. We need access to the black markets. He is an escort. This coming together is fortuitous, as long as it goes our way.
Yeah,
That's essentially the vibe.
Oh yeah. I think give me some type of battle roll. Not that you're engaging in battle, but a sort of intimidation. And I didn't want to do another communicate because this is definitely more combative, more intimidating. So yeah, give me a combat. And again, just a difficulty of 1 because he is grateful. Like now he's realizing like you broke him out of there. Obviously you're not taking him to interrogate him with the Baron or anything. So he is confused, but he does realize like you're breaking him out. Like this might not be so bad. You give him a little flex of power and stuff. And I think that's a good approach. Yeah, go for it. Difficulty of 1.
And
what
yeah,
drive?
I think I'm going to use justice. I am the executioner's axe.
Oh, I like that.
Ooh.
Oh, I like that. I like
Really
that.
like
You're kind of
that.
giving him the ultimatum too. Like, look, we got you out of a situation you were gonna die. You know.
Yeah.
Love
That is
Nice. There's a success.
Ah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you get a success, and I think he would go with it. He'd be grateful. Like, look, I don't know what your intentions here or what you need me for, but I'm indebted to you. You have officially saved my life, and I have a lot of unfinished plans on this planet. I appreciate all of you. No reason to intimidate. What can I do for you?
Well, as it happens, you have something that we need. Word on the street is that it's through you we can make entrance into the black market.
Yeah, I would say, the second you mention the black market and stuff, like he just wakes up and realizes, like, he knows his position with the black market. He was the official vetted escort and stuff to bring in new people, so he knows, he kind of gets it, and he's, so I take it you need access to the black market, that's why I'm here.
That is correct. You're very smart.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain either. Absolutely, I can escort you to the black market. It carries on almost nightly. I haven't been in it in about a week now, locked up, but absolutely, I can take you there tomorrow night.
Wonderful.
And as for you go.
There's one particular item we have our eyes on. Quite keen to bid on. Do you know the scheduling of when items are being sold?
Yeah. I mean, again, I've been out of it for about a week, but if I can get there tomorrow, I'll get the current schedule and I can look at the items of interest. What are you looking for? There's spice trades and water trades. What do you need?
A list.
Okay, so you're looking for an unofficial Canley list then, unsanctioned. Yeah, it's very popular.
Other kind would be at a black market.
Well, you know that bid will go very high. I mean, if you have the funds, absolutely, but that's going to be one of the top-selling auctions at the market.
Have you heard of it? A recent one, anyway.
Oh, absolutely. Well, there's a new one almost every week, it would appear, so I'm sure that won't be a problem. But again, it's going to be very expensive. But I can get you there tomorrow night, definitely.
Wonderful. Sisters, we may need a plan about how to procure said funds. That is, if we are going to engage in this purchase in good faith or as the rules dictate. Rules can always be bent, but we may have some way to procure funds with letting House Banter know. They do believe they have skin in the game, and perhaps they would pay for the chance to save their own.
They did seem particularly keen on seeing what lied upon that list.
I love that. No, I think I think that would definitely work. I think that's a tactful way, and it's awesome that you thought of that. I think you absolutely hit up the house. What was it? House Banter.
House Banter were very concerned that they were on this Canley list.
Yeah, and I think Hannah would absolutely have your back at that point. She would be like, "Oh, you have access. So you got access to the black market. You're going to get the whatever the cost. I'll pay it. We need to know that we're on it. I wasn't sure if you were going to get access, but I'm glad you did. She would be excited about it because she's made friends with you and you've expressed concerns about that. So yeah, I think she would fund it. I think she would give you full bidding rights to their account to make sure you get the list. And I think you would end up, you'd get some rest. You would end up back at the market meeting up with CEO. He would absolutely be trusted as well. You saved his life. You broke him out. Like you said, no need to intimidate. He's indebted to you. So he would show. He would bring you there. He would escort you. And he would take you to the market that you've already been to, but then take you down some alleys to kind of a back market that goes inside of a sort of warehouse building and then goes underground. And then under there would be, your traditional auction, a group of people bidding at different things. There's, illegal water and spice trades, even a little bit, I don't want to say slave trade, but a little human trafficking, but almost like an understood trade, like not so much leaning on the slave, but kind of trading mentats and different sort of functional aspects to houses. But it almost seems like they're okay with it, like they're part of it, because I don't want to lean too much into the slave side of this with the market, because this is more for items and things. But I think the team would hang out and they would kind of get a feel that it is dark, it is underground, it is, I don't know, illegal for the sense of that definition, but you're in. And I think that you would see that leading up to one of the highest paid items would be this Canley list at the end, and you would get up to that point and you would have to bid, and I would probably require some type of role to be contested with somebody else bidding on the same list, but you guys would have an endless sort of account because of the house backing you up and Hannah saying, spend what it takes, I want that list. So as long as you didn't, absolutely crit fail, and even if you did, it might just be like some tiff. I would have made some tension, maybe an argument, and then get back to it. Because obviously I wouldn't want to have you guys completely fail and not get the list, but I would have, caused some of that tension and maybe some rules to make it a little stressful to get to that point. But I think you guys tactfully would have got to that, and would have gotten the list with Hannah buying it. You would have got the list, got back to the hotel room, or maybe even back to your house. I think once you got the list, Maria would probably fund the carry-all to take you back to the house, and get you back to your city, get you out of Carthage, basically. Sia would thank you for letting him go and let you know anytime you want to attend the black market, you now have access. You've been vetted and escorted, so now you know where it is. You can go there anytime. And then, he would go off to do his things in the underground. You get back to the house, you check out the list, and first thing that you would see is most definitely house banter is on there. It looks like there's a house case that has put in an unofficial Canley sort of thing to them, like just basically declaring war against them. But Hannah wasn't aware. She had no idea. This is an unsanctioned Canley list, and it's not right. They didn't agree to it, but now she at least knows, and now she can prepare for that. And maybe even instead of a defensive, take a bit of an offense and kind of catch them off guard and put an end to them so her house can be okay. And she's so grateful to you and says anytime that you need help from her house for this, contact her anytime. She deals with textile imports, so anytime you need, any type of textiles or things like that, she can help. She knows you do a lot of performances and shows, so that might come in handy. So I think that would be successful. And you would kind of get in good with that. Other than that, you've got this Canley list. It has a bunch of houses on it. It has a bunch of names on it as well, none of which you recognize other than Hannah's house that you already knew because of making that connection prior. But other than that, you've got the list. You've got to get it back basically to the chapter house, which is the Bene Gesserit's home planet. They're where they reside. You got to get it back to Reverend Mother Faunus Amelia Lauraib. So once you got this list and you talk to Hannah and you're ready to go, how do you think the team would go about that? What would be the next step for the team? I want to see if anyone could think of a way to get to chapter house and do this.
Yeah. I mean, do we have the funds to? Probably getting a transport through the guild would be quite pricey.
To send one of us back.
I think maybe.
Everyone give me an understand.
Okay.
And this will just be a difficulty of 1. Again, just easy things, just racking your memory. But let's have everyone do understand. And this is just trying to tactfully think of a way to get off the planet and get to Chapter House with this list.
We'll not just get that dude that flew us in that helicopter the first time.
Well, that's Leon, your ornithopter
That's-
pilot, but that can't get you planet to planet. That's you
Yeah,
know,
this would be
Um,
guild transport,
this
and
would
they
have to-
they don't fuck with
Yeah.
just anyone.
Right.
It's, you know, it's the fuel of the universe. They control the transport, so everything has to go through them.
Oh, nice. Look, all of you did excellent.
wow.
In Saya, yeah, nice.
Oh dang!
I definitely did not.
Not so much Lorella. Not so much. But no, I would
Laurel's
say.
like, you know what? Y'all figure it out. I'm just here.
Yeah.
I'm just here to just be here.
Yeah, I think all of you would have figured this out, but maybe it would be Insaya that kind of takes the lead on it, you know, kind of connecting the dots a bit more. But all of you remember that House Esto Platis has a side deal with the Spacing Guild and trades in spice. And you met them, and yeah, Fran and Utley there, and made friends with them. I think they were the ones that helped get your team in, Lorella, when you kind of made friendly with them, with the guards at that club, at that spice club that you were in previous sessions. You kind of made friendly with them. I would say that, you know, all of you remember, oh, there's a little connection to the Spacing Guild, you know, and possibly some travel, interstellar travel, and help there. And I think Saya would especially remember, like, in fact, Lorella, didn't you get friendly with them? Didn't they actually help us get into that club? Like, you know, we're friendly enough that they did a favor. Maybe we can offer them, like, we'll do you a favor if you can just do one more or something, you know? And maybe you would express the importance of the list. I don't know if you would trust them enough to talk to them about that and the importance and go that angle. Like, look, we're trying to get this unofficial Canley list taken care of. We're trying to restore the balance, or I don't know how you would approach it. Or if you would just kind of, hey, we need a favor. We got to get to Chapter House. We need a transport set up. You have a side deal with the Spacing Guild. But I think you successfully would have all thought of that, and especially in Saya.
I think we'd be probably very tactical with what information we share out. It's probably more so that we need transport, and perhaps what we could bargain is a piece of information from the Canley list, perhaps pertaining to a house that they are either affiliated with or wish to bring down.
I like that.
I wouldn't have even told them about the Canley list myself. I probably would have just offered them a private performance in their abode from our company.
That also
very VIP private performance. They can invite who they want to, but that's it.
Especially since the Baron and friends descended from on high, so we're probably going to be pretty sought after.
Oh, that's true.
Even without the espionage, we're in pretty good stead at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
no, I like that. Let's summarize it and streamline it to that. Let's just say that you kind of flex that. We'll do you a favor. Obviously, you saw our performance. You know the caliber of our talents. We'll do any one of your events, and then they're with it. You've already made friends with them, and they agree. They say, look, that's your specialty. Our specialty is this travel and our side deals with the Spacing Guild. Yeah, we'll use our talent to get you travel to your chapter house. You use your talent to do one of our upcoming events. So we'll contact you sometime soon for that. I think that's great. Yeah, a little trade. So you do that and you head out. You get a deal. I probably would have made it. You're part of one of their travels, and maybe even a little stealth on that travel. Like the Spacing Guild doesn't know exactly that you're going to Chapter House. You're just kind of sneaking on with some cargo, doing some deal like through Esto Platis or one of them. You know what I mean? Like I would have made it a little bit sneaky or something. But you would have made it back. I think that was very tactful. You would have made it all the way back to Chapter House. You would have made it to your Reverend Mother Faunus Amelia Lauraib, and she would have checked out the list and probably been a bit stern with you. She is a bit analytical, a bit cold, as you would imagine. These Reverend Mothers are a bit like that. But I think she would have also explained, I'm very impressed that you made it here and that you got this list and you did it all on your own. Typically with our task forces, we would help, whether providing assistance in the form of funding or personnel or connections or whatever. But in this case, this was your first mission, and obviously I wanted to see what you were capable of on your own, and I am very much impressed, especially with you finding a way back to me to bring me the list. Working that deal to get that Spacing Guild to travel to get back to Chapter House. Like normally she would have sent for transport. They'll help you with things like that in future gigs, but in this first one you were 100% on your own, and I think she would be impressed by that you worked it out. You got back, you got the list there, and then I think she would check out the list, and basically tell you, okay, you've successfully finished the first part of this mission. And yes, this was only the first part. The second part is you need to contact someone on this list. There's someone on this list, and you need to bring him this letter. And she hands you a folded envelope, a wax sort of seal with a Bene Gesserit logo on it. Obviously there's something there. Hands it to you, and gives you the name, basically, to go back to Arrakis, and it's basically a tribe leader of the Fremen. So we'll get into those details when we start our season 2, starting up in March, but that'll put a wrap on this first season and campaign. Again, Tracy, thanks for jumping in. I know this was real short and streamlined. You had limited time, but at least we could, put a wrap on this. I wanted to
put a conclusion on it.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of get you through it, at least talk through it, do a couple rolls just to see how it will work out. But you guys got out of there. You got the list. You found your way back to Chapter House using one of the other house hookups. Now you owe a favor here. You've got the Black Market hookup with CO, so some more connections and networking things under your belt to kind of, put in your wheelhouse. And now you've got this letter you've got to bring to this tribe leader of the Fremen, of this one particular section of the Fremen or whatever. Mine just went blank on the word I'm looking for. It's not a tribe. It's my mind went blank. But anyways, one of the groups of the Fremen.
People, collectives.
Yeah. There's a specific word though in Dune. But yeah, and you've got to reach this leader of the Fremen, this particular tribe of Fremen, or group of them, and bring him this letter because he is on this list. And now you know that, and I think the Reverend would get you on a transport back to Arrakis, where you would basically just have a day or two to lay low in the house, reconnect with Maria, get supplies. If you needed to source things or do things, you would have a couple days to do that. And we'll kind of get into that at the beginning of Season 2 when we start in March. That way the team can prep and get into the new campaign. But thank you so much for being part of it. And, wrapping up the first season, I thought it went awesome, especially the previous sessions where we really got to roll. I know this one was streamlined. In chat, I know we didn't do a lot of rolls. We didn't do heavy role play, but that's because we were limited with time. We wanted to kind of put a cap on it so we can get into Season 2 starting in March. So please stay tuned, stay part of Cybernation Uncensored, the community, so you don't miss any of the announcements of the upcoming Dune when we get back into it. Also, safe travels to Tracy. I know you're moving across country,
Yes,
and that could be
thank
stressful as hell. I know moving is stressful. So
appreciate it.
definitely safe travels. Have a good time with all that. Yeah. And once you get settled in and all that good stuff, we'll reconnect. We'll get the Bene Gesserits
Yay.
back, and we'll get back to streaming. Also, thanks to chat for all the negative twos and being part of the story.
Thank you, chat.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you.
I've got them all, so don't
Yes.
worry. We're
Ellen
gonna,
is our keeper, so
yeah,
thank
we're
you.
gonna hit up next season with a bang.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
awesome. We'll see everybody next time. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Cybernation Uncensored.